Okay, good morning, good morning. Welcome, Vegas. Okay, now everybody's awake. Trust me, they're up and running. We we have okay, the handsets, the core of the business. I said that yesterday, even before I talked in my session. The handsets. Is it too light? I'll try it. Okay.
It's for me. It's for you.
I'll lower it a little bit. Okay. The handsets would make this business and break this business, period. No repair, no accessories, nothing, if we don't have a strong handset present in the market. In your store as well. If you get something today, if you change one thing in your business, just add the handsets. Add the handsets and invest in handsets and learn the handset business. If you want to do this, we got the pro right here, Tony Baker, the CEO and founder of GSM Warehouse. We welcome you. Please give us all the best you can. Welcome, Tony. And listen, he's one of, if you don't know Tony, I don't want to say this, but I hope you do, and if you don't, you got to know this guy. You have to know this guy. Change the game.
Full of energy.
Change the game. Hire.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. All right, everyone, good morning. One thing what did we learn yesterday? I learned not to party the first night, so if I'm slow motion today, just bear with me. If you know me, you probably know that I'm full of energy, so this does not represent me whatsoever. So today we're going to be speaking about cell phone repair, store management. So the main thing I'm going to be sharing with you, honestly, a lot of valuable information. This is pretty much the first speech that I had to prepare in all the expos that I've ever been to. The speech that I have currently was something that I wrote maybe almost a year ago. I was planning on doing a consultation plan with people and charge them a certain amount of dollars. So I decided just to give it away for free. So it's going to be all of it. It's going to be all the consultation plan that I was working on. As some of you may know, or if you don't, my name is Tony Baker. I am the owner and the founder of GSM Warehouse. We are a wholesale company that supplies unlocked devices to cell phone repair shops in the US and outside. We started about 11 or 12 years ago after owning cell phone repair shops myself. Currently still own them. So we're up to 14 locations. And part of the information that I will be passing around today, I do recommend if you want to waste 30 minutes of your recording, you can. It's highly recommended. You can go back and there's gonna be a lot of valuable information on how I've reached 14 locations. I'm not gonna be bragging about selling you phones today. I'm just gonna be passing a lot of information to you to help you going through this tough time, as we all know. And if you know me, I don't sugarcoat nothing. The economy is bad. It's doing very bad, especially during this time of the season. For an income tax season, it's nowhere near that. A lot of stores are down at least 40 to 60% from, I would say, last year or 2019, if you want to compare it to a non-COVID year. So hopefully the information that I will be sharing with you can help you at least, stabilize your business and get it going to the point where you will be making money instead of just paying your bills. Of course, we all joined or owned the store for a reason, to not make $150 a day as a payroll. We wanted to make thousands at the end of the month. So a lot of that information would rely on that. So as you guys know, we started as a cell phone repair shop in 2012 with one cell phone repair shop from scratch. And we had up to 7 locations in 2020. And we decided to branch out more once COVID hit. We went up all the way up to 14 locations. One of the reasons why, so we decided after that to go franchise. So we franchised some of our locations to have an opportunity for the newer generation. That's one thing we decided to do, is help the new generation that comes up. And that's what I advise every single business owner that has an employee with him for a long time, is to invest into that person. So you cannot have him or her as a worker for the rest of their life. You cannot, partnership is very iffy, so it's you have a partner, you have a boss, and of course we're here because we don't want to have a boss on top of us. So we ended up with a franchise plan where you have a blueprint, a successful blueprint, and you would give it to your employee to proceed with it. Now you just gave a new person an opportunity in life, which I can guarantee you a lot of us did not even have that opportunity. We all had to, work hard for it. And the second thing is you're branching out to a second location, which means branding. So that gives us to that gets us to the first point, which is location. So, location is the first thing you look into. A lot of people think that if you know how to repair, you can open an office and you're gonna get business. Yes, you can pay your bills with that money, but you're not gonna get rich. So we're all here because we want to get rich. We want to become millionaires, obviously. And a location will get you to that point. So, real estate agents are not stupid when they say location, location, location. They obviously know what they're talking about. So a bold, aggressive location is where to start. It does not matter the rent. Those guys are charging high rent because the location is worth it. So you need a visible, aggressive, highly recommended standalone buildings, but if you can't get a corner at the end of the plaza, it's highly recommended. Most of our stores are like that. Our first location was a standalone building, and now it's doing at least over $100,000 in sales a month. So with that being said, branding your location, signage is very important. Of course, the name is very important. I would see people that would have, Tallahassee iPhone repair. You know what I mean? That's like 16 letters. You know what I mean? So it's hard to remember a long name. My cell phone repair shop is called Cell Fix. Very simple, very easy. The locations, we use them to brand the store. The color is green, and we paint the whole entire building with that color. So if your location does not get no attention, there's no point of opening a prime location or having an office. So that would be the first point. The second point is honestly very important. We've done it since day one, is the fixtures. I'm very picky when it comes to fixtures. I've walked into a lot of stores. I've seen a lot of stores online. A lot of my customers who I talk to sometimes on FaceTime or see them on the cell phone repair shop group, when they take a picture of their store, it just makes you want to throw up to a point where the cases are 10 deep stacked up on top of each other. Come on, I mean, it's at this point, at this era we're in, people would actually take pictures of things before they eat it because it looks good. They don't really care about the taste. So if you walk into a cell phone repair shop and you got 10 cases stacked up on top of each other, the customer will not even ask you because he would think that you are stuck with that item. So in our stores, we have separated walls that separates the cases between each other, and we leave one case at a time on each slot wall. You would have them lined up, of course. 2 reasons for that, I would say maybe 3 reasons. Number one, it eliminates theft. So we have our cases outside where customers are at, so it eliminates theft. If there's a case missing, that employee will get alert that there's something missing out of that wall. Number 2, it's easy to find. Number 3, and the most important, you don't have to stack up $10,000 worth of cases. You can just buy cases every week. It doesn't hurt you. A lot of these companies give you free shipping. So go to their website, $300-400 order, restock every week, prices go down every week, new models comes out every week, and you don't have to spend $10,000 and get stuck with old stock. So that's very important as far as inventory. And fixtures, all our stores have the same design, the same look. So we go for white showcase, 360-degree visibility. We don't go for the deep showcase because once you get low to the ground, it just becomes like a flea market. I would call it. So the high, like the jewelry cases, I would say, those are very important to have. Again, visibility is very, very important. And the way customers see things makes them buy. It makes them buy and spend more money on the items. And of course, you know, a lot of you could say, well, I have a 600 square feet location. Yes, I have too. So I have 692 square feet location, and I have, my highest is 3,500 square feet location. My 692 square feet location makes about, on a decent month, is about $80,000 to $90,000 in gross. Out of one location, and believe it or not, one employee. And the net profit out of our locations ranges between $20,000 to $40,000. And I'll get to that later on how you're able to bring that much revenue and how you're able to become aggressive. I believe in number one. We don't settle for number two for multiple reasons. I believe if you dominate your city, everyone will come to you. I believe in branding. I believe in aggressiveness. I'm probably the most loved in this industry, but I'm the most hated in my city. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, nobody's gonna pay your bills. So it's very important to brand yourself. It's very important to be aggressive in your location. And it's very important to copy and paste your fixtures or the look of your stores. Who here have multiple locations? Who here have 5 or more? Okay, so you got to listen to this. It's very important. So honestly, I wouldn't want to judge, but is your locations, for example, look the same, every single one of them?
Not entirely.
Not entirely. So branding the locations to look exactly alike is really, really important, to the point where my franchisees had benefited out of it, because a customer could be on the north side of the city and he would just see a cellphone that looked exactly like the one on the south side of the city. And he would stop by thinking that, you know, it's like a Verizon store, a T-Mobile store, AT&T store, where every single one looks the same. So it means a lot to the customer when they walk in. They feel more comfortable. They feel trustworthy to the locations. They feel like this is a corporate location. And the good thing we've done is, since the first location we've opened until the 14th location we have, every single one is a copy paste. And also important for you to save money as well when you buy or build a second location is when you start your first location with a set look of fixtures, you're able to copy and paste it. Instead of taking you 2 to 3 months to open the location, it would take you 2 to 3 weeks to open a location. So it saves you money. It looks professional, and it gives you less time to open your location. So that goes as far as the fixtures. Of course, we discussed that performance. Of course, a prime location will be more visible. It performs better. It's a branding to your brand in the city you're in. Even if you have one very prime location. At one point in time, we had about 2 locations from 2012 to 2015, and the customer reviews that we were getting, it's like we had 50. Our traffic was more than a regular corporate center like a Verizon or a Metro. We were getting more traffic than that, to the point where we thought, like, are we doing something, like, what are we doing right? So we find out that the design, the prime locations, the logo, the brand, the name itself being short is very important. I always believe in spamming advertisements. You know, the customers don't really believe in that. So we got to the point where, if any of you remember Craigslist, we got to the point where that first page was just us. And we would get phone calls and say, what the fuck, stop. You know, you're all over the first page. But that means that it got to people. And definitely, once they drop their phone, Cellfix would be the first place to remember, you know what I mean? So we wanted to build a brand where customers can remember the name 10 years later, 20 years later, where the first thing that pops into their head is Cellfix. And to the point, to prove that, I go to some of our cell phone repair shop neighbors in the city, and they would tell us, we have customers coming in that they're on the phone call, and their other person is asking them, where are you at? They would say, I'm at the Cellfix store, and it's not a Cellfix. So that's branding, and that's very important for your store, because if you open a second or third or fourth location, your customers will come right away. You don't have to wait a month or 2 months or 3 months to start making money, which a lot of you here, if you're open your first location, you kind of give yourself 6 months at least to a year to start seeing money. I don't believe in that. I believe the first month it has to hit $40,000 or $50,000. It has to. There's no way. I have to make profit first month. There's no 6 months to recover your money. No, there's right away. My employee gets paid that first month. Rent gets paid out of that store first month, and we make another $10,000, $15,000 that first month. How do I do it? It would be including the tools, or I would say the tools to open a store in 2 to 3 weeks and to have it up and running in the first month. Number one, it would be financing options. Very important. It would actually change your business from $20,000 business to $80,000 business overnight. No questions about it. I've tried it. I've been doing it. I don't stop doing it. 2, prepaid carriers. And of course, every single thing that I'm going to name does not cost you anything. So 0 investment. And that's the most important thing, because we don't want to invest more money into a business that's dying down. So every single tool I'm about to give you is free, 100% free. All it is a portal online that's why we're all here, because we need to network with these guys. So the first one, I would say financing. I would give you 3 companies that I can recall that I do recommend and highly recommend. First one is Acima. They have a booth here. They just hired my buddy Mike Schwager, who was a Boost Mobile sales rep, or regional manager actually, for 10 years. I've known him for 10 years. Hand down, the company is highly recommended before he was on there, and now definitely highly recommended when Mike is there. Number 2 is PayVantage. PayVantage is not here. They don't have a booth, but Brandon French is here. The guy with the red goatee, you'll see him. Don't just ask me for his number, I'll pass it through, no problem. Third company, and they are not here, but they're highly recommended for one reason. They give higher approvals, the rate and the amount. So PayVantage and Acima would give you an average between $500 to maybe $1,200, $1,300. All American Wireless, I think. All American Wireless, All American Finance, I'm sorry. Gives you $2,000, $3,000, and $4,000 approvals, which of course, if you have a couple that comes in, you can do a $2,000, $3,000 sale, and that's when your store goes from $100 to $3,000 in one sale. So imagine that, and that happens a lot. Imagine landing 1 finance a day. What would happen? You're automatically adding $30,000 to your business in 1 month. So these are the 3 finance companies that I recommended. There's other companies such as Progressive Financing or Progressive Leasing. They've been in the industry for a while as well. I don't have any connections with them. Go ahead.
What was the last one of the 3?
America's First Finance. Sorry about the breaks. These are the best 3 financing companies that are easy to sign up with. They do not cost you nothing. And I want to elaborate on that to let you know how these finance companies work. Any of you don't have financing companies in your stores? Do not. You guys are missing out on a lot of money, honestly. It's a lot of money you're missing out. And any of you guys have it as a first step or last resort in your stores? Like you would go for the cash offer first and then you leave it as a last resort? Good. We've done that at one point of time. During this recession, I would call it, it's the first option. No doubt about it. We've done that for maybe 5 years. I would say during COVID, we've done that, cash, all the way in, debit cards all the way in, and we would leave it as a last offer just to kind of not let the customer out. Right now, it's with that many people don't have the money that they used to. They're used to, so what happened during COVID, people got used to spoiling themselves, buying the latest phones, the latest cars, the latest clothes, and recession hits, and they're still, they don't get it yet. they don't get it to the point where they still want the 14 Pro Max, but they only have money for the 7 Plus. So how are we gonna make that happen? Finance company first option. We're not gonna make them feel like they're less than others. Let's make it happen. And believe it or not, for a lot of us may know or may not know that for the past 10, 15 years, carrier companies such as AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile has been using finances such as these third-party financing companies without us feeling it. Remember the commercial where it says, come get a BlackBerry 9330 for $99, and then you have a small writing and it says, those small writing at the bottom would say, you know, with a 24 months financing option where if you get approved. So we wouldn't know, but we would go to the store thinking it's $99, and we would end up paying for the phone for 24 months and financing it and paying double the amount of that phone. Not knowing, because our bill was $50, now it's $64 with the financing. But that $64 bill is what you wanted to hear. All you care about is your monthly expenses as a customer, and you want that to fit in your income. And if it fit in your income, it doesn't matter how long. So, you know, now they have 84 months for cars. It was up to 72 months, now it's 84 months. So people now are dropping their payment a little bit, so it fits their budget, their monthly budget, so they can survive off of it. So I highly recommend it. If you haven't tried it, contact these companies and connect with them. The second thing, and that will add up, or the third thing, and that will give you control of your store. And this is honestly, and again, I'm not judging, but this is number one mistake to every cell phone repair shop owner that they make. Who here does not have a payroll for himself? Payroll, like you don't pay yourself weekly. Biggest mistake ever. It's a disaster. This is a recipe to go out of business. Promise you, 100%. You cannot use your work debit card as your personal lifestyle. So, and as of now, I have a weekly payroll that gets direct deposited to my account. I live off of it, and then at the end of the month, I lick my fingers from whatever comes out. So it's very important now for two reasons. Number one, you're putting your business in an unstable position, which means if you don't have an inventory level to your inventory, if you do not have an expense amount for your store, you will not know how much profit you made. So if one day you want to buy a car and you swipe the card, and okay, so we're almost done. All right, so you use your personal debit card as a business expense. It's honestly it's the recipe for disaster. So make sure you give yourself a payroll. It could be $1,000 a week. It could be $1,500 a week. Whatever you think you can spend out there. Two reasons for that. Number one, because you have employees, and if your employees sees that, they're gonna feel like you're spending the money for the store, and if they get commission, they're gonna feel like it's okay for them to do the same thing. So you are a role model to your employees. Number two, for management reasons, you have to know the ins and outs for your business to understand how much profit you made. I've seen a lot of people who making $17,000 a month in locations, and they think they're doing good. It is not good, because if you're spending $4,000 a month, that is not profit. That is your payroll. So a lot of people think that they made $7,000 or $6,000. So the first question I would say, do you pay yourself? They would say no. So you technically are making $2,000 a month if you pay yourself $1,000 a week. Because if you give your store to an employee to handle, you would want to pay him $1,000 a week, and if you stay home, that means you're making $2,000. So your store in reality is only making $2,000 profit, not $6,000. So that changed the whole entire calculation of how good is your store. That's one of the biggest mistakes, of course, to make. Of course, access. So access is connections that I would recommend. The first step this is the first step. You've already done it, which is come to expos like this to build connections with reputable sources such as accessory companies, device companies, marketing companies, and prepaid companies as well. And you've already done the first step. The second step is connect with these people. See who wants your business. At the end of the day, look, I've been doing this for a long time. If you know me, you see how aggressive I am, and it would look like you're the first customer I ever had. That's how aggressive I am. I'm always humble. I don't think I never get enough customers. I never give enough information because I believe in if you are successful, I am successful. I remember I grabbed a customer yesterday and she had opened her store for 2 years. And I grabbed her and I walked her to Acima and Olympus Lending, which is a financing company, actually B2B. So remember that, Olympus Lending. If you don't have a capital and you do want to invest into devices, for example, Olympus Lending could give you a B2B finance, and through GSM Warehouse, you get a 30-day same as cash. So if you want to just flip $5,000 that you don't feel like you want to invest into your store, go to Olympus Lending, they'll give it to you, you buy devices, I'll give you the devices, you sell them, in 30 days you pay them back with no interest. They're here, they have a booth across the street, across the hall from Acima. So again, access is very important to connect with prepaid carriers, finance companies, device companies. As you guys know, I've pretty much been in every single expo out there, and that is very important because it shows how much we want you to be successful. And if you make money, you're successful, you're absolutely gonna come back and buy more devices from us. And that's how it goes, you know. We'd like to share information with you so you can become successful. And if you're successful, we'll highly recommend customers to me, and you will have to absolutely buy phones from us as well. So we got 1 minute, and I know.
A lot of information from Tony.
A lot of information.
If you want to run a successful retail business, this is the guy. Make sure to stop by. Just ask questions. Tony, what does it take? Set up an appointment. Can you make appointments?
You don't have to make I'll give you my direct cell phone.
I agree. This guy is, I don't know how you manage this, but
I don't know.
your number is all over the place. But
That's God blessing right there.
Get one information or two pieces of information will help you. But I'll give you
Last step, I would say advertise. So you're gonna say, Tony, you gave me all the tools to have inventory, to have access to the carriers, the financing, the devices. How do I sell them? Social media, Facebook Marketplace. Who here does Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp? So half of you don't. I have a demo device in every single location of mine. One phone with service in the store, my phone. Every customer, every employee that goes to that location must post 3 ads a day on every single platform out there. You're paying them money. Stop being a nice person. You don't have to be a jerk about it, but you have rules and regulations, you have policies, you have to be aggressive with your employees. You have to let them know that this is how we both eat, this is how we both pay our bills. So you have to let them know that you have to post 3 ads on Facebook Marketplace. You have to post on OfferUp. And how do you get customers? How you become competitive? Financing options. So imagine posting iPhone 14 Pro Max, $50. You get everybody's attention. First thing they're gonna do is click on it. What happened? $50 down. Absolutely, they're gonna come to you. So you don't have to post $8.99 or $1,000 or whatever. You don't have to put these numbers out there. That's how car dealerships have been working for a long time. That's how big carriers have been working for a long time. So again, I had a lot of information. I thought I had enough time, but it would be good. So my time is up. Again, my name is Tony Baker. I have a booth down there, and really my direct cell phone number is 813-900-4000. So you can call me anytime. I'd love to give back. So thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Make sure to stop by at GSM Warehouse right down here as soon as you get out to the left.